can't be ungrateful because someone's paying a ticket for you, but you're also like, come on, what are you doing?
Like, you could have just went online and took care of this in a matter of minutes. Now we waiting 10 to 15 business days for a check to clear. Like, this is ridiculous. Why do you want to wait for that?
You ever feel like we could be living differently?
I was like, nigga, I felt like Keion hooks. Welcome to the Any Last Words pod. My name is Keion, aka Almighty the DJ.
And I am Earl Lonnie Hooks, aka Young One with himself. A very special thanks to everybody that will be joining us today on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple, as well as YouTube. And please do not forget to follow us on Instagram at ALWPod. The God in me honors the God in each and every one of you today. Clearly, Keion and I.
We are here.
Yet with another one.
So what have I been gone? What, just 1 week? 1 week now?
1 week.
All right, yeah, I'm trying to.
2 weeks.
Has it been 2 weeks?
2 weeks. Austin, and then Chris Sluggo.
Oh, Sluggo.
Yeah.
All right. That's right. Hey, shout out to Sluggo. I haven't met you, but I've heard that you're a very interesting person. I look forward to hearing the pod that you're on. So man, I had a great weekend last weekend. Like,
is the holiday spirit filling you up?
You could say that a little bit. It was some great R&R, you know, and I never used that term, but it's the perfect way to describe what I felt last weekend. There's a lot of feelings that I felt last weekend. Let me just get into last weekend.
Yeah.
So my fiance's birthday just passed. Shout out to her. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to her. Shout out to her. As well as, I think a lot of the reason why you feel this way, you just got done. Also, congratulations to you for finishing up your semester at school. Congratulations. I think that's where a lot of this rest and relaxation is coming from. Yeah.
Let me speak on that real quick. To all the people that are like me that, feel like, I'm kind of old now. Can I actually go back to school? Can I do it? Do I have time? I've been there and I've done that. I've gone to school. I've stopped. I've started again. I've stopped and I've started again. This is my third time trying to accomplish this feat.
And all your stuff is virtual, correct? You don't go.
Right now, yeah, it's virtual. I feel like at some point I may have to take a class up at the campus, but if I can not do that, that would be great.
Okay.
But we'll see what happens.
And why is that? Why would it be great to not go and see other people?
Well, here's the thing.
Would you feel weird and old?
No. It has nothing to do with that.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with that.
That's good.
I just don't know that I don't want to try to structure my life around that schedule.
Okay.
Because school schedules, they're for people that have a lot of time on their hands. Like, a Tuesday, Thursday, 9:30 to 12. Like, I can't commit to that. Like, and even don't get me wrong, because I could, but those would absolutely have to be those would be my days off.
Right.
And I don't want to just make those days my days off because of school. Then it doesn't leave me time on all my other days to accomplish anything or to relax or nothing. So it has nothing to do with being, cause quite honestly, I did go up to my school. This was last year. Maybe a couple years ago. I did go up to my school because one of my teachers offered the opportunity to, it was a virtual class, but she was like, if you'd like to, you can come sit in on some of my in-person classes if you want. So I was like, all right, you know what? Maybe I'll try that out. I'll try it out. Go up there. Maybe there's something that I can grasp in person because I do think that there is a benefit to being there in person. If you can do it, honestly, I would say do that.
Yeah, 1000%.
Yeah, because it's way different just reading something from your teacher and being there and her speaking directly to you. You know what I'm saying? Taking in that kind of information. You're taking your notes a lot better. Yeah. You're doing a lot of things a lot better. So when I did go up there for that particular class, it was people of all ages in there. People older than me, people my age, people younger than me. So,
there's certainly a benefit if you're ever doing any group work.
Oh yeah. Oh,
clearly technology has allowed us through Google Drive and Google Docs and all this to be able to share information quickly as we're working on it. But it's certainly better to sit across from someone and be able to bounce ideas.
I had a group project this semester. I can't tell you what class it was for. It was one of my computer classes. But, yeah, I had a group project. It was not tight trying to do that from a distance. Like,
did you guys create like a group chat of some sort and try to?
Dog, we did, but it's like she wanted us to communicate via the discussion board on Blackboard.
Yeah, I know.
And it's like we can do that. And the thing is like she was looking for that participation in Blackboard. So it's like I'm in there, like, hey, what's going on, guys? What's going on? Niggas didn't respond to me for like 3 days.
You was trying to get that participation point.
Well, yeah, I wanted to. And so like I get an email from one of the people that's in my class or in my group. And they're like, yeah, you know, me and the other guy, we've been chatting it up in like a group chat for like the last couple of days. And I'm just like, nigga, why didn't you add me into it? Like, what is wrong with y'all?
Why didn't you say that in the discussion on Blackboard?
Yeah. Now I get some random email in my school email from you talking about, yeah, me and so-and-so been working on the project. Like, nigga, why didn't y'all hit me up?
Yeah, that's kind of
like,
crazy.
What is wrong with y'all?
Yeah, that's
like, who does that? Who does that? And quite honestly, we finished the project. That was probably my worst grade out of the entire class.
Damn.
I got like a low C on that group project. It was probably my lowest grade that I got in the entire class.
Do you prefer to work alone for that? Because you know that if you lose out, it's just your fault. And like, you don't want to depend on other people. I don't know how you feel about that.
I mean, I get that aspect. Like, I can work alone and be okay with, well, not necessarily be okay with doing bad, but I know that if I did bad, it wasn't because of any other outside source.
Right.
So yeah, absolutely. But just doing a group project virtually is just not, it's ass. It's not tight. Like,
my little sister, you know, she's up in Northeastern or whatever for computer science. And I mean, her first year was
that's what's up. Shout out to her.
Oh yeah, for sure. She's doing it.
Cause I'm just doing like information technology, IT.
Right.
I specifically chose not to do computer science because I didn't want to take all those math classes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so shout out to her.
Yeah, she's doing computer science, software development, all that sort of stuff.
That's what's
up. She said the first year was just gruesome.
Really?
Because she wasn't really doing that beforehand.
Yeah.
So she went into, and what's funny is Chris Sluggo was on here talking about how he likened, and he's heard it this way, and this would make sense to him most, learning, like ninjutsu or martial arts.
Right.
Did I say ninjutsu? Jujitsu. Ninjutsu, that's from Naruto. That's some ninja shit. But anyway, but jujitsu or any martial arts, likening it to learning a new language.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, when he said it that way, I was like, whoa, like that kind of blew my fucking mind. But that's the same thing she said about computer science, which you know about, you know, JavaScript and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah. Python, all that shit. Like, it's all a language.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And she did not know that language before she went off to college, but she, I guess, like a lot of people, decide, I'm going to get into something that's going to make me some money.
And that's exactly what I did, because I wasn't some computer nerd or whatever, you know.
Yeah, you didn't grow up building computers or trying to program or hack into stuff or
not at all.
None of that.
Not at all. Actually, we were talking about a guest that had reached out. I hit you guys up about a guest that had reached out. I'll get into this when the day comes, when he's on here, I'll get into this, but he is one of the bigger reasons why I got into it. You know what I'm saying? And we'll talk about that. I'm gonna give him his flowers. When he stops by. Shout out to him.
And since you're a gamer, you know, I mean, lightly, like you like to play video games.
I enjoy video games.
And, I'm sorry, what was your quote? Your quote was, there are niggas that play video games and then there are niggas that play 2K.
Yo, it's so funny that you brought that up, because me and Antoinette were just talking about that quote. Just a few days ago.
Yeah. That quote, or the fact that she decided to drop that quote of yours during our brunch in front of all your friends? knowing that all of your friends mostly play 2K.
Nah, it wasn't about you guys, but
okay, because that was hilarious.
Nah, it was pertaining to actually someone else.
Well, so in the gamer community, I've come to know that PC gamers, because there's always a hierarchy.
Yeah.
That PC gamers see themselves as the highest form of gamers. Above, you Xbox players or you PS5 players or you Nintendo players, because if you're really, really into it and you really know how to work computers and you know how to develop software and and hack into stuff, you make the game. You can take the games and you can, make them all. As far as the rest of the gamers, you guys just have, what is it? DLC, downloadable content. And so you just download whatever they give you on Sony or Microsoft or whatever.
Right.
These PC gamers are getting their own new graphics cards, which make better graphics for the game, make it smoother, run better.
Yep.
They're even hacking into it and creating their own things within the game.
Oh, wow. I didn't know they was doing that.
Yeah, like they'll change something up and they'll put themselves in the game. And instead of having to run around as Batman in the Batman game, they running around as them beating up people.
No, I have seen that.
That's insane.
That is.
So the point I'm getting at is she didn't used to do this thing, my little sister, right? Then she realizes she's in the classes. She's like, I was going to say on the verge of tears, but there were days where she was crying because it's like, how am I going to get through this? And through one of her computer software classes, she ended up teaming up with a dude. I thought you would have found this hilarious because of an inside joke. His name was Jake.
It comes full circle.
And Jake saved her life during one of these classes. She just did not understand what was going on in that class in the slightest bit. It was just all of this language she had never seen before. And this was something that he loved to do. When he's not in classes and he's not studying and he's not finishing up or accomplishing tasks or homework, he's still doing this thing. And those are the people that really excel at it. People that really love what they're doing.
Yeah.
He was just sitting there typing away, click, 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 click. He was just like, so you think we should go ahead and throw one of these in here? Like, you know what? We don't even actually have to use the formula that the teacher gave us. We can actually just shorten it up and do this. See? It's all done. Like, and she's just like, yeah, sure. Like, let's just do that. Sure. And he was crazy. Been in school for 3 years now. He's finishing up a year early.
Okay.
He's got an internship at Amazon.
Let's go.
They flying him out for free.
Let's go.
$68 an hour for his internship over the summer.
Full time?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
20 years old.
That's dope.
I'll be 21
That's
years old.
what's up, man. Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, and and if Amazon don't pick him up after the internship, he's already got another one.
I'm sure he does. He's already
got another job booked.
I'm sure.
But so it's just amazing seeing anyone work. Cause I would ask her, like, how do you feel in the presence of someone that truly loves and understands what they do? And they've been doing it since they were probably a kid.
Right.
Because that's what a lot of these people, I remember when I read Edward Snowden's book, the way that he spoke, because he wasn't a social person. He wasn't out running around in the woods with the rest of us getting beat up on whatever by the elements.
Right.
He was just in his crib on a computer, just clicking around and pressing buttons and just figuring it out. And he was able to find safe haven within the computer world. And I think that's what
that's where he was comfortable.
Exactly. And so that's where a lot of it is for these people. And they just, that's just what they do. That's just what they do. So, I mean, again, kudos to you for just jumping in there and trying to figure it out as you go.
Yeah.
I mean, only imagine.
I'm not going to sit here and act like, it's been a piece of fucking cake this whole time, but I will say this. School is actually, even at this age, even at my age, I'm not that old, but I'm to certain standards, I'm old, but not to my standards.
That's all right. We're going to touch on that thread. It's so interesting the way this pod goes, but I'm going to get on us aging. Continue.
But school actually it's not that hard actually. You just got to be consistent. You really have to be consistent. You damn sure can get, behind on anything. You start working from behind, then it starts to get a little harder. Wow. You just can't escape it. You can't escape it. You can't escape it.
I'm sorry, that was immature. When you start working from behind, it gets a little harder.
Like, you can't.
But I completely agree with you. You certainly don't want to get behind on your work.
Yeah, it's just like when I finished, I took 3 classes this past semester. I finished with an A and 2 B's. And I was so proud of myself. Like, let's go, nigga.
Yeah,
let's go.
You wasn't expecting that, huh?
I wasn't expecting the A.
Yeah.
That A I got, I thought that was going to be a B for sure.
Right.
So I was expecting 3 B's, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But the nigga gave me an A.
Yeah.
So
no. You earned an A.
I earned it.
Yes.
I earned an A.
Yes.
All right. Well, look, one of my other teachers gave me a B.
Oh, okay.
Because I had a 79.3 in my,
oh, and that's supposed to round down too.
Yeah.
So he did. Yeah.
She gave me a B.
She hooked you
so
up.
Shout out to her.
Yeah.
Because I definitely had a 79.3.
She hooked you up.
And she rounded me up.
Okay.
She must have liked me. This is the class I had the group project in. So
maybe she saw that you were trying to be active. You were attempting the group work in the way that she wanted you all to have it. That she intended it. And then she saw, okay, well, no one else. That just could have been something in the back of her mind.
Look, nigga, I was emailing her like, hey, I want to get this project done. I have not heard from my group members.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Apparently they started to chat
without me.
I'm not in it. So I just want you to know what's going on. And it's like, I hate to be that nigga, but I'm not about to get an F on this joint because of y'all niggas.
Yeah, so, for sure. No, 1,000%. Yeah.
So, I had to reach out to the teacher.
Yeah.
I had to go up to the front of the class and say, hey.
And shine an apple and give it to her.
Right.
Hey, listen, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
It ain't about we done with the being cool thing. We trying to get these grades.
Right.
Yeah, nah.
But yeah, man, I am finally released from the shackles of the fall 2021 semester. I feel like I've been saying that shit for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But I'm finally released. Spring semester starts in like a month. So I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, I think not having homework to do is definitely contributed. It has been contributing to a little bit of uptick in
your mood,
happiness,
just energy. Like everything has gotten better in the past couple weeks.
Knowing I don't have to go home and like potentially make dinner and then hop right into some fucking homework.
Right.
It feels good.
That's already cutting into your sleep that you're going to now be behind on. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at this tangent that we went on just from me asking or just bringing into the conversation. Probably had a lot to do with the fact that you just got out of this semester. Yeah. But now back into your weekend.
Yeah. So there's a lot of little bits and pieces to this story, to my weekend. So yeah, like I said, we were, celebrating my girl's birthday. She is a lovely 32. Don't look nothing like it either. Look like she about 25. So, but nah, she just turned 32. And so I had kind of planned out a whole weekend and everything. So Friday night, we went to a place that you and I both, love. We went to Iron Age. Out in, Friendship Heights in DC.
And that is Korean barbecue.
Yes. It's the spot you go to. And, like if you go to, I guess you could do it at both places. I was going to say something a little different about Honey Pig, but I think here at Iron Age, they leave you a little bit more to kind of just watch the food yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like at Honey Pig, and maybe it's just because Honey Pig's kind of a smaller environment. Yeah. There's more people kind of coming around, like checking on your food, flipping over stuff, cutting up meat and blah, blah, blah.
Someone I just spoke to the other day said Honey Pig, as far as Korean barbecue goes, is really trash. When you get into authentic stuff. So
is there a place I can go to get better?
Yeah. I mean, they actually like pointed to a place like we were looking at Honey Pig and they were like, don't go there. And then they pointed at another place. I'm gonna get that name for you.
Yeah, get the name.
And I'm gonna send it.
Get the name. I would love to upgrade my life.
Yeah.
I would love that.
I got you.
So yeah, we went to Iron Age. It was probably, what did I say? We were talking about earlier. It was like 10 of us or something like that. And Went in there. The food was great. A lot of people that came with us had never been before.
Okay.
So there were a lot of things coming out to the table that a lot of people had never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to be encouraging to people, like telling them, no, try this. This stuff's good. The salad. I don't know what that dressing is that they put on it. That red chili pepper looking dressing they put on there.
Yeah.
That shit is delicious. I love it. And everyone at the table was killing the salad. The salad was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But niggas was looking when that steamed egg came out. Well, see, at Iron Age, you got to order it. Honey Pig, it just comes out.
Mm-hmm.
But I get it. You scoop it up with a spoon. It kind of looks like an alien life form. I understand. But niggas was looking at me like I was crazy eating that steamed egg.
Yeah.
So great time at Honey Pig. Everybody enjoyed themselves. Everyone enjoyed the food. They actually gave me something that I've never had there before. It was like some sort of rice cake with like a red sauce on it. It was kind of doughy.
Okay.
It had like a dessert texture, but it had a very savory taste.
Okay.
So yeah, it was kind of a best of both worlds, and they were awesome.
Yeah.
So I encourage you, if you've never been to Iron Age or Honey Pig, and let's just say you like meat, you should go. Cause that's the majority of what they have. If you're a carnivore and you're a meat eater.
Yeah. My favorite thing is the brisket. I think my favorite thing is the brisket.
Yeah. The brisket's good. The brisket's real good. Don't get the shrimp though. You go to Iron Age, don't get the shrimp. The niggas give you like 2 shrimps. It's kind of crazy.
Oh yeah.
No.
And it's not even jumbo shrimp.
No.
Yeah.
No.
They're shrimp.
Yeah. With the heads on and everything. I don't necessarily mind that. I'll rip the head off.
Yeah. I wasn't even going to say anything.
Yo, this is a crazy last 5 minutes here.
I wasn't going to say a word. I swear.
This is a crazy ass.
I was going to hold my smile in and everything. I was going to let you cook, man. Do your thing.
But yeah, if you're interested in trying Korean barbecue, or if you're a heavy meat eater, man, go to Iron Age or Honey Pig, man. That great spot.
Just try new things.
Or just try new things.
I think that it's trying new things is underrated. And I mean that on the most basic way. Like if you have a route to work, just take another street.
Yeah.
I just think that just doing small things differently throughout the day just open up, just new neural pathways, just things that you didn't really think about you could do before. But I think it just helps you get a little bit more comfortable with knowing that things can be done differently. And yeah, it'll just help you, sort of open up that groove a bit more.
Yeah. And to put a cherry on top of that, even if it's not a restaurant, like even if you want to try something new, you know what I'm saying? And you feel like this is something that's really going to help you out and change your life, be consistent. You know what I'm saying? Create that routine. That's something that I'm working on, is creating different routines in my life, trying to just do things a little differently, but continue doing them so that they seem normal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Trying to do that with a few things in my life. But, so yeah, after that, we brought some of those folks back to the hotel. Not everybody came back, but some folks did come back to our hotel with us, and we had, drinks and whatnot, ready for people. Me and her, we be hosting. We like to host.
It's important.
Yeah, we like to host.
Love a good host.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hate a terrible one.
Yeah, no, I am, I'd like to speak for me and her here, but we are going to accommodate you. I'm going to check on you throughout the event, make sure everybody good.
Right.
I'm gonna come over and make a joke. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna have a good time.
Yes.
Like, I enjoy hosting. Hosting is cool. So yeah, we had a few people back to the hotel. I am not one to normally bash any sort of establishment or anything. The hotel was fine, by the way. But these
Did you write a review?
I did not write a review.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I would never leave a bad review. I will just never come there again.
Got you.
That's the type of person I'm in. I'm not going to leave a bad review. I'm just not going to give you any more of my money.
Yes.
Yeah. So, so I went and this was just something I'd never experienced before. Like, we're paying so much for, the 2 nights we're staying here. I'm paying like $50 a night for valet. You know what I'm saying? Just cause I don't want to worry about parking on the street. bro, these niggas did not like, and this might sound stupid, but these niggas didn't have free Wi-Fi. And the reason why it sucked is because I don't know if it was part of if it was the room we had, the floor we was on. Nigga, we had no bars. Zero bars in that room. So it's like, I don't know if y'all just got it set up like that.
Yeah, well, I know. That's what I was thinking. Like, they set y'all up.
Like, what's going on?
Oh, y'all gonna pay for this Wi-Fi.
Well, here's the thing. It wasn't even like, you didn't even have to pay for it, but you did have to sign up to be a Hilton Honors member. So it's like,
what comes with that? Emails,
a bunch
every
of emails
day?
and shit.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I could stop the emails, but it's just like, it's just the principle. You know what I'm saying? It's the principle, dog. Like, I go in, like, oh, y'all gonna give me 0 bars and fucking put me in a chokehold to be a Hilton Honors member. That's what y'all gonna do?
How much was the Wi-Fi?
To pay for it?
Yeah.
I want to say it was like $10 a day or some shit. I mean, that's not a lot of money, but like,
yeah, but usually just people have free Wi-Fi. Yeah.
Like,
so it can be
like, bro, it's 2021. Like, you know, like you're not going to accommodate people with Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Like, what? Are you serious?
Like, you know, we in here trying to do things with technology.
Like, it was like, I got to like, I couldn't dial out. I wasn't getting notifications. Like, I had no bars.
Damn.
So I had to sign up to be a Hilton Honors member to get the Wi-Fi so that I could communicate with the outside world.
Yeah, you should definitely now it would just make sense for you to just stay at Hilton's.
Well, yeah.
For whatever points of rewards you're gonna get,
Right.
you might as well just stick with them.
So, you know, like, it wasn't the worst thing in the world, but I guess I'm just used to having Wi-Fi.
I wonder, if they have something. Now, I know this sounds wild, but the fact that you guys didn't have bars and they made you, and that it costs money to get it, I wonder if they have something sort of just like built within the walls that just sort of blocks out the waves or something.
The thought came across my mind.
I don't know. That's really weird.
The thought came across my mind. I was like, what, like, they got something on the roof that's just dampening the signal? Like, what's going on, man? Like, so, like I said, I'm not going to leave a bad review.
Right.
But I'm probably not going to stay at that particular hotel anymore. Cause I've stayed at Hilton's where you get Wi-Fi.
Oh, okay.
Like, this was like a branch, you know, Hilton is, Hilton's a name. There's a ton of things
for sure.
under Hilton. Like, there's a ton of things under Marriott. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But it was a nice hotel though. Outside of the Wi-Fi situation. So we got the people at the hotel. We had like, I brought the Stellas out. And it's crazy because
Stella Artois.
Yeah, I thought about Stellas because I thought about RJ. Because I know RJ likes Stellas. And I was like, you know what? I know my man RJ likes Stellas. I know that I like Stellas. I know my girl likes Stellas. I'm going to get Stellas. Because, you know, I could have got anything. You know, Coronas.
And all of those people still would have enjoyed them.
They probably would have. But I just had Stella in my mind because I also had it at the last function that we threw for internet. And I know that everybody was drinking them. And they say, I don't know, they say that Stella is kind of one of the classy, like, domestic beers, I guess.
Oh, funny.
That's what people be saying.
That's funny.
So I was like, I'm gonna get Stella Artois. I'm gonna get the Stella. We had Stella, we had some tequila, a little bit of Maker's Mark. Had a couple bottles of Champisi. So eventually we ended up playing Kings. I haven't played this game in a long time.
Yeah, neither have I.
It's the joint where you pick the cards and you stick them under the little can top.
Right.
But we didn't have cans, so we played it via a phone.
Okay.
You know, 2021, you can do anything with your phone. So we were playing Kings. It got around to me like on my first or second try. I got the card where like if I ask you a question and you answer it, you have to take a drink. And so, nigga, they was calling me a supervillain in that joint, the way I was setting niggas up with questions. I was just catching people in the midst of conversation.
Right.
Just, hey, what'd you say? Drink.
That was all that was on your mind, was just trying to formulate ways to trick people into answering your questions.
Like niggas was looking at me with like just disgust.
Yeah, it's like, bro, you really taking it this serious? Like this, you really doing this?
Hey, hey, look, I felt the power. I felt the power. With great power comes great responsibility.
Very true.
I wasn't responsible.
and neither were they.
But, yeah, you gotta be on your guard.
Oh, man.
But, yeah, man, we had a great time. I'm really happy that all those people came through. Shout out to, all those friends and family members that, wanted to come out and, just celebrate another year around the sun for her. I'm always grateful for that. So one thing that we like to do when we're, out of town or we're just in a hotel or whatever, one of the main things we do is we sit in the fucking bed and watch Law and Order SVU. We can watch that shit for hours.
This is something, this has definitely been a recurring theme. You've spoken to me about probably like the last 3 or 4 times you guys have gone out and like the last lake that you guys were at, the lake house or whatever. A lot of what you said you did was we was in the bed watching Law and Order. So that is something you guys definitely like to do no matter where you're going.
Yep. Because that's the thing. When you go to places like that, it's always on TV. It's just reruns all day of different Law and Order SVU episodes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one of the things we like to do. So we wake up Saturday, right? And I'm like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Let me, I've had this breakfast spot that I wanted to go to in DC. I've had it in mind for a while. It's called Pearls. It's like a bagel shop. It's on 7th Street, close to, the Capital One Arena, like near Chinatown in DC. And I stepped outside that hotel to begin my 2-block walk to Pearls. And as I was walking, I was just kind of taking in the landscape, just looking around at all the buildings, breathing in the cold, fresh air, just seeing all the other city dwellers walking around me. And I just felt this joyous feeling. Like I felt overwhelmed with joy. Like I was trying that little 2-block walk. I was just trying to live in that moment for as long as I could. I've always had this thing in my mind where like I felt like I was just such a city dweller in a past life, or maybe I was meant to be a city dweller, or I just want to live in the city. I would not mind living in the city, or if I was blessed enough to afford another home, get a little condo in the city, something like that. I just love that city feeling. There's something about it that just makes me happy.
That's so funny. I love this dichotomy of city life, because you're talking about just how beautiful and how joyous it is to be amongst all these city dwellers, right? To occupy this tight space. Even though, I mean, it's vast, but it's tight because there's so many of us here, right? It's jam-packed like sardines. And then I'm watching this movie with Sandra Bullock, Unforgivable, last night. And it was the complete opposite. Like everything that they showed going on in this city amongst all the people was just dissonance and cacophony, just complete unharmonious living and screaming and pushing. And it was more so than just her character being the person that was being looked at as unforgivable. It, to me, read off as you just saw the unforgiving nature of humans. Right. So it was just very funny that I was watching that last night, and then you're telling me about this, and you're just looking at it from a completely different standpoint. Yeah. Now, don't get it twisted. I've never lived in the city full time before. Right. So I could, maybe it's more of just a weekend thing for me. Maybe it should be. Right. I could very well, let's say I decided to live in the city one day. I might not like it. Who knows? Yeah. But I don't know. So right, exactly. So right now it's cool. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. So I get up to Pearls, beautiful establishment. Everything is pristine. Everything looks good. A lot of young, hip people in there. You could tell. You are old nigga. Oh my God. Yeah, no, I'm older. You're a lot of young, hip people. Yeah, it just seemed like that type of environment. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is where people go to get their bagels and coffee. Yeah, right, for sure, for sure. This is one of those places. Like, you know what I'm saying? I could have been in it for like an episode of Sex in the City. Like, just. It was Sex in the City or Friends. Or Friends. Like, Friends, yeah. Maybe Seinfeld or something. You know what I'm saying? I got you. So I get in there. They make all the bagels fresh. All the ingredients are fresh. I got a bacon, egg, and cheese, bagel. And yes, that sounds basic, but it was delicious. And let me tell you, they don't use those little
egg patties that you just gotta warm up and shit. Nigga, the eggs were freshly scrambled.
Dang.
Freshly
That's
scrambled.
different. That's different.
Freshly scrambled. The cheese was like, it just, I don't know what kind of cheese it was, but.
You feeling away right now?
Yeah, no, it was great. The cheese was great. It was like, it was falling out of the bagels. It was some left on the paper. So I was taking that.
Oh, for sure.
Getting that off the paper.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You got to.
You got to do that.
Got to.
Yeah. The only thing that's better than that is the Duck Donuts version of that where you can get it in a maple bacon donut.
I'm sure that delicious.
Shit is crazy, and you should only have one per year. You should I don't want that to be a lifestyle way of living for people, because that shit is crazy. Like that is one of those things that sheer mouth pleasure. Right. Like, you should not be having that on a regular, but but you should definitely treat yourself to it like once.
Absolutely.
Like once.
Absolutely. I'm glad you said that. I'm gonna wrap some things up in the end with that. So she got this joint. It was called the Lox. The classic Lox.
Okay, so some smoked salmon.
Yep. It had smoked salmon, capers,
onions, tomato, probably.
Yeah, pickled onions, cream cheese. I'm not sure if there was tomatoes on it or not. There might have been. And like a green mixture, looked like arugula or something.
Yeah. Some little field greens.
Yeah. I didn't necessarily taste hers, but the quality of the food was great.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't necessarily leave them a review, but if you're ever in DC and you want to go to a cool bagel spot, go to Pearls on 7th, because they got it going on.
Pearls
the customer service was great. Everything was great.
That's what makes it for me. I'm going to be honest with you.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that, because I'm about to tell you about something that is on the opposite end of the spectrum.
Oh.
So.
I love it.
So, shout out to Maya. Maya gave Antoinette a gift card for Starbucks for her birthday. And you know what? It's the little things that really count like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, sure, it's a gift card, but it's like, you ain't have to bring shit at all.
That's very
true. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You didn't. So shout out to her for bringing through that gift card, because it definitely got used the next morning.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So, I left Pearls to go over to Starbucks. My girl wanted a very specific drink that she saw on Facebook that is like low in sugar, but apparently still delicious.
Okay.
So she, gave me a list of, 3 shots of this, a couple scoops of that, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not a coffee person.
Right.
So
right,
bear with me.
So you just say whatever they write down.
Yeah. I literally had my phone and I was reading it like verbatim.
Right. So my girlfriend would like a triple shot tall. You gotta make sure it's tall.
Right.
Okay. Almond milk.
Right.
Vanilla. Caramel. Macchiato.
I need you to stir it for 3.5 seconds. No more, no less.
Oh, man.
So I got up to Starbucks. We were both just going to get some iced coffees. Well, she was in the tail. We were going to grab some iced coffee. She had picked out a drink for me as well. Hers was like caramel based. Mine was mocha based. I'm not a big caramel guy, but I do enjoy chocolate. So mine was mocha based. So I get into this Starbucks, right? And like, I'm standing there at the counter, and the woman behind the counter is kind of pacing around. Looks like she's looking for something. I don't know. I work in customer service. You're always going to get the benefit of the doubt until you give me reason not to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Right. And until there's no longer a doubt.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I give her some time. She looked like she on a mission. I'll give her some time to figure out what she needs to figure out. I don't mind. I'm not like in a rush necessarily. So she's moving around looking for stuff. So she looks up at me. She was like, hi. And I was like, hi. And then she just continues to like move around looking for whatever the hell it is she's looking for.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, you would think after someone says hi that, it's going to get ready to take your order. That's not what happened. So when she was fine, and this is all in a span of like 30 seconds. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't that long, but customer service, you kind of.
It's a little bit long to not follow up the hi with something.
It is. Yeah. It is. So when she's finally ready to take my order, she doesn't even like approach the counter. she's like leaning on the back counter where like all the ingredients and blah, blah, blah. She's like leaning on the back counter and she was like, "What's your drink?"
Oh,
and I look at her,
relaxed.
I look at her and I'm confused because I'm instantly thinking, oh, does she think that maybe I ordered already? I'm here to pick up a drink or something.
Yeah.
Cause that's not how you ask someone if, what would you like
to order?
Yes. And so I look at her, I was like, huh? And she was like, what do you want to order? And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that that's what you were asking me the first time.
Uh-oh.
And so she's like, so I begin to read off my drink, bro. She's not even like entering shit in the register. Like, and granted, sure, maybe she's worked here a while. She just got all that shit in her brain. Cool, whatever. She's not entering anything in the register. She just kind of goes over to the other person who I didn't even realize was there. She must have been bent down doing something. I don't know. And so she's like, yeah, he wants blah, 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 blah. And she's like, what else did you say? And so I get my phone back out and I'm not even repeating this shit to her. I'm just talking to the person now that's going to make my drink.
Right.
It's like, I already, you know what I'm saying?
I know what type of time you on. Like, let me just go ahead.
Like, had you entered this in the register, created some record of it, then, that you probably wouldn't have had to ask me that. You know what I'm saying? And people might think that I'm being like a stickler. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing too much. Right. But it just kind of started out kind of rocky. And first impressions are everything. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You've already shown me the type of person that you are in this environment. You know what I'm saying? So the other woman, she takes my drink down. And so obviously that's the first drink. I need to order a second drink. And I was like, yeah, so I got another one. She's like, hold on. I was like, all right. And so I'm just sitting, waiting for her to be ready to take my order. And she kind of like looks up at me and we just kind of looking at each other for about 3 seconds. And I'm like, are you ready? And she's like, yeah, go ahead. I'm like, okay. Like, why are y'all making this so hard for me? Why y'all making this so hard?
Now she's looking at you like you stupid. Like, go ahead, talk.
Yeah, like
I'm waiting for a verbal go ahead. Man. Yeah, right.
Like, what is going on in here? Complete night and day from Pearls. Complete night and day. So I get out of there. That's whatever. I get out of there. It's not about to ruin my weekend. They got the drinks were good. Blah blah blah. And they was on the house. Shout out to Maya.
Oh yeah. For sure.
So get back to the hotel. And at that point, we're eating our breakfast. This is probably like more of a brunch. It's probably like 11:30, 12 o'clock. Cause we definitely slept in cause we had a long night. So we, just sit around watching SVU all day. And at that point, I had booked tickets for us to go to the Warner Theater and see the Washington Ballet's version of the Nutcracker.
Right.
We've seen the Nutcracker before. This will be our second time seeing it from the same ballet company. Washington Ballet, they're a reputable ballet company. If you're into seeing ballets, you should check them out.
And if you're not, simply because you've never been, try it out. Like we were talking about before. Yeah,
you should
try something new.
You should try it. Man, I have a huge respect for them. Those people, they may as well be athletes. Like,
oh yeah,
they may as well be athletes.
No, I mean, yeah, to some degree, you would have to say that they are. Yeah.
Like the way that they're out there twisting and turning and flipping and spinning, and the thing about
with such
grace, not one slip, not one fall. If they did something wrong, I did not notice.
You would have not known about it.
Yep.
Exactly.
And the thing about ballets is the fact that everything flows with the music. Mm-hmm. You cannot be off rhythm or nothing. Every little this or that or clap or spin goes along with the music. You have to be on point at all times. Right. You slip behind that music, it fucks up everything else for everything that's coming after that.
Right.
So huge respect to those people, man. People that are, that do ballet. Like you guys, you just top tier performers. The Warner Theater. I don't know if anyone's ever been there, but it's such a beautiful venue. I sent you a picture of just mostly the stage.
I've been to the Warner.
Oh, you've been there? Okay, cool. So you know what I'm talking about. Just a very classical venue. Like this has that old aesthetic, which I really appreciate. I'm really into like aesthetic, you know what I'm saying? When I go to places, like most times when I'm choosing like a hotel room or a venue for any specific reason, I'm looking at what it looks like in there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the type of stuff I pay attention to. You know what I'm saying? Like, sure, the food might be great, but what does it look like in there? Like, is this somewhere that I want to sit? Like, am I going to be able to come in here and kind of look around and appreciate what's around me? Like, I like what you've done with the place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be able to do that. Now, don't get me wrong. I've been to places where the aesthetic wasn't all that. You know what I'm saying? I've been to like dive bars and shit, but you know, I know what I'm getting myself into.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's cool. So after that, we meet up with one of her friends, and we go to the Hamilton, which is this restaurant. I want to say it's on 14th Street, like downtown and like Northwest somewhere. The Hamilton is owned by a group who also owns a restaurant called Old Ebbitt.
Okay.
And they also own the restaurant group called Clyde's. All great restaurants that all have this kind of old, speakeasy type of feel and look.
Right.
So we go in there, right? Go up, ask about a table, and they were like, yeah, it's going to be 20 minutes. And I was like, all right, cool. Go over to the bar. The bar is packed. We just happened to find a seat for some people that just got up as we were kind of looking around to see if we can get a seat at the bar.
Serendipity. It's called.
Hold on. What's it called?
Serendipity. You finding that, it just falling into your lap that way. Yes.
Okay. And so I'm sitting there at the bar and I'm kind of, you know, it's a bar. You're looking around, you people watching, you seeing who's in the building. I see, I look over to my right and I see your dad.
This is where it happened.
And I didn't even see his face at first.
Okay.
But I know your dad's head anywhere.
It does have a very particular shape and yeah.
I know that man's head anywhere.
Right.
So I saw him, and then obviously I saw his face. Right. And I was like, yo, that's Earl's dad over there. Right. I was like, yo, I'll be right back. I gotta go over here and say what's up. So I go over there, right? And you know, and I don't know that I necessarily like nudged him, but I remember like tapping him on the shoulder. Right. And I felt comfortable doing that, knowing that he wouldn't turn around and look at me like I was crazy.
Hit you with a left hook.
Yeah. So, well, first I kind of like wave at the people that they're speaking with so that they know that I'm not some weird person. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So like they were with like maybe one or two other people. So, you know, I kind of wave and then I kind of got his attention and he looks and he was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Just like, what you doing here?
Yeah.
And, I was like, you know, it's my girl's birthday. We just came from the Warner Theater, seeing the Nutcracker. And he was like, what? He was like, okay. And, you know, he had gotten, Allison's attention and, you know, I gave her a hug as well.
Right.
And they immediately, first thing that comes out of their mouth is like, is your fiance here? And I was like, yeah, she's actually like right over there. And I was like, I'll see if I can get her to come around. There was a lot of people in the joint, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I'll see if I can get her over here. Cause I was like, we're waiting on a seat. And so, you know, we're kind of like, you know, just making small talk and like this man, like as he's hugging me, like, she's just like, he was like, man, I love you, man. I love you. I love you, man. And he gave me a couple of kisses on the cheek. And I was like, nigga, I felt like Keion hooks for about 30 seconds. I felt like Keion hooks.
Oh man. That's wow.
And then
that part didn't come around in his account of the story.
Yeah. Like he was like hugging me real tight. Like, I love you, man. I love you. Yeah. Kissed me in the cheek a couple times. I was like, yeah, I love you too, man. Like, yeah. Like, yeah, nigga, let's share this love in here.
Right.
And then this nigga pulled like $40 out of his pocket and gave it to me. He was like, first couple rounds on me. And I was like, yo, you don't gotta do that.
Yo, hey, man.
I was like, you don't gotta do that. He was like, no. He was like,
"Oh yeah, you gonna take the money?"
Yo, yeah, no, he was adamant about me taking the money.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, because I'ma always be like, yo, you don't have to do that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to do that. And he was like, no, you take this. It's a birthday. First round's on me. Tell her first round's on me. And I was like, okay. I was like, thanks.
Yeah.
Like, thank you. This was great. Thank you.
Oh man. He's a good guy, man.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
And so I go back over there and I show Antoinette the money. I was like, yo, he just gave me like $40 to pay for like our first couple of drinks. And she was like, wow, that's awesome. Like, thanks. And so we didn't end up, cause we had ordered a couple drinks waiting on our table. So we were sitting there so what I'm saying is we didn't necessarily get around to where they were.
Right.
But your dad ended up coming around to where we was. And as soon as he got over there, cause I feel like your dad always says this. He comes over, he's like, hey man, like hit you with that.
Yes.
Hey man.
Yes. He does start most of his, for sure.
He gave it, he's like, does. Hey man. He was like, I just wanted to make my way over here. All right. He was like, we about to go upstairs cause it's a blues show up there. We about to go up there and listen to some blues, a little bit of jazz. Mm-hmm. And he was like, I just wanted to make sure I came over here to, say goodbye and just see you real quick and just make sure, everything good. And this isn't verbatim.
Right. But this is the sentiment behind everything.
You know what I'm saying? Wish you a happy birthday.
Right.
Him and Antoinette were introduced to each other. They shook hands. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was a great moment, man. Yeah. It was just a really cool moment, just seeing him out and about like that in an element that I've never seen him in
right
before.
For sure.
I've never seen him out there like that. And I was telling Antoinette, I was like, yo, man, like, I hope when we get around that age, we still out here just having a good time, going to a bar that, fits our personality, obviously.
Right.
Because
you're not just in the club, just, nah.
Cause the Hamilton is certainly your parents' type of spot.
Mm-hmm. Especially if there's blues and jazz upstairs being played. They there. Yeah, for sure.
That is their type of spot. Mm-hmm. And I mean, shit is my type of spot too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't go there for the blues and jazz, but I like the Hamilton. It's a swanky spot.
Yeah.
I love the environment. The food's good. Like, I have no issues with that place.
Something called the Hamilton ought to be a swanky spot. Yeah. Like, it has to be.
Yeah.
Classy, but fun.
Yeah. Like, it's a real classy looking place.
Mm. I would imagine them might even playing some ragtime in that motherfucker. Like, just, you know what I mean? Like that old ragtime, people swinging each other around and stuff like that. Yeah.
So yeah, man, definitely, the food was great. I had a great time there. And, we went back to the hotel, had a good night's sleep and got ready to go home the next day. But I will tell you, one, people should treat themselves more to what I'd like to call a staycation. You don't always gotta go far and away and beyond to just kind of just relax and have a good time. I mean, honestly, you could do that at home.
Right.
But if you want to step out, man, there's so much to see in your local city.
For sure.
There's so much to see. And I was telling Antoinette, I was like, yo, we got to do that more often. Mm-hmm. Like, we should try to get like, just have a night out in the city with a hotel more often. Yeah. Like, it was so much fun. Like, just the vibes, the feelings, just everything was so much fun. And then even on top of that, seeing your dad out there just took that to another level for me.
Yeah.
Like, just him showing me that love, giving me that money. Like, it was just, I was not expecting to see him, and I damn sure wasn't expecting him to give me money to go towards the drinks that we were going to have that night.
Awesomely pleasant surprise. You gotta love those.
Yeah. And I was just like, yo, like, I was thinking about it, just taking that and combining it with like my last couple of weeks.
Oh man.
And I was just like, man, I just feel so loved right now.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel really loved and taken care of.
Right,
like, there's people out here that fuck with me on another level.
Fuck with you the long way.
The long way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I got to thinking and I'm just like, you know what? It's not like me and Earl's dad have had 1,000 conversations.
Right.
But you know your dad very well.
Mm-hmm.
He knows that we're friends. He knows we've been friends a long time. We were roommates for a couple of years. And it's just like, it's just like off the strength of that, of me still being here in your life, because I know that he understands the type of person that you've grown to be.
Mm-hmm.
I guess just off the strength of me just still being here in your life, it's just like this thing has nothing but love and admiration for me. And that is just such a great feeling.
You know, he's watching. I don't think he's going through these pods, but you know, he's watching everything that pops up on Instagram.
Cool.
He's watching all of those clips. So
cool.
he's seeing the development of these young kids that he used to see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's gotta be different for him.
Yeah, definitely. And so, you know, just to continue that, I want to say thank you for everyone that has reached out to me, in the last couple of weeks about episode 92. You know, this probably not gonna be my last time talking about it, but I know I've been kind of on this wavelength for the last couple of times I've been here, but just thanks to everyone that has reached out to me. Some people have reached out just telling me, you know, how hard of a moment that may have been for me and how much they appreciate me just speaking my mind and just being very open. I've had some people hit me up telling me that, you know, they kind of teared up on it because it gave them certain memories and reminders and things like that. And I just want y'all to know, man, the society's got us set up to think that nobody gives a shit about anyone else unless unless it's like your immediate fucking family. But there's people out there that really, you know, like you, love you, enjoy your presence. And we're not talking about that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. And we're not talking about the problems that we all collectively share. Mm-hmm. We all got the same problems, whether y'all like to think so or not. We all got the same problems and nobody's talking about it. No one's talking about it. And I came on here and I shed some light and I talked about a problem that I had. And lo and behold, people hitting me up talking about, yo, that hit me. I've been there before. Thank you for speaking that. Thank you for saying that. Thank you.
That's fucking awesome, man.
And I'm just like, overwhelmed with joy.
The complete reverse of what you thought was going to take place happened.
Definitely.
Like you would have never knew.
Definitely.
And that must feel amazing just on the strength of that, the strength of not only that it happened, but that the fact that it was the complete contrary to what you expected.
Yeah. Like, Ryan hit me up. Like he called me.
Right.
I've got a lot of DMs and texts and things about it. But Ryan hit me up, and called me. He was like, yo, that was a strong ass moment. And he was like, he's one of the people that absolutely gets where I'm coming from. You know what I'm saying? Cause he's had issues in the past with his father.
Well, you know, Ryan, Mr. Solid.
Yeah, he's Mr. Solid.
Yes.
He's had issues in the past with his father. And he's raising a daughter.
Right.
And he was like, that hit on so many levels. He was like, people need to hear that type of stuff. He was like, y'all keep doing what y'all doing. He was like, everything, like what y'all doing right now is just, this is not verbatim, but basically, what we doing right now, this shit is top tier. Mm-hmm. It's top tier and people need to hear this stuff.
Yeah.
They absolutely need to hear it. So yeah, man, damn. I'm just feeling super loved right now.
And it couldn't have came at a better time, the holidays.
Right. Yeah, because the holidays. That shit was not trying to come out. No, whoa. The holidays can be a super depressing time for some people. And
depressing, stressful, hectic,
stressful,
all of that,
hectic.
Shout out to all my people in customer service. We feel for you. We feel for you. We're here for you.
Right. Yeah, man. But great weekend. Some good surprises, some great, just a great overall time. And yeah, man. And I'm just glad I got to experience that. And I look forward to doing it again, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like I got to do that. There's certain things you just got to do for yourself.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because a person like me, I spend a lot of time trying to make the people around me feel good. I worry a lot about what other people have going on. And, making sure that, just generally that other people are good to go. You know what I'm saying? There's just, this is the type of person that I am. But some things you really got to sit back and just do some shit for yourself.
Yeah.
Do something for yourself sometimes.
In the same vein as so many things that you have spoken about in that very long but very fulfilling story that you've just told. I would like to ask you this. I believe I asked you when shortly after the birthday of 30 for both of us, right? How are you feeling about continuing to get older? Like, or are you noticing anything necessarily different about this year in regards to age, the way your body feels, the way that maybe you're internalizing information or processing information?
Absolutely.
Versus the years prior?
Absolutely. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say like a year ago, but
right.
I'll give you like 4 or 5 years ago. Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's a huge difference. Huge difference in physically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it might be because I'm not working out every day.
So what's going on there? How are you feeling?
No, like I feel like, differences like in my knees. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel
it's
like
getting cold out too,
Yeah. Maybe
that doesn't help.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah, that might have something to do with it too. But like I feel differences like in my knees. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes like I can feel a little something in my back sometimes, and I don't know, maybe I need to get a new mattress. Maybe I need to go get a massage. I don't know. I'm sure there's ways to fix those, but I'm definitely feeling different physically, not like in a painful way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you can tell when something just feels off.
Right.
A little different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mentally is a whole different story, man. Mentally, like I told you, like the last like year and a half of my life has been an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that a lot of people we all collectively are probably feeling a certain way with the world that we're living in right now due to COVID. Everybody's feeling something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whether you want to admit it or not, everybody has been affected by this some sort of way mentally, And so, yeah, it's just, I'm really trying to just make sure that I'm aging like wine,
Yeah.
I'm trying to make sure that I'm getting older, but when I get older, I want to be able to still feel like I can do whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to feel like I can still achieve goals. Some niggas make it to 35, 40 and they just, like, oh yeah, I worked, let me retire. Like,
Bro, that's what was so beautiful about having Sluggo on here is so he's 37 right now. And he just started recently in his life this new endeavor of going and filming hunts with people. And I just thought that was a beautiful thing that he dropped something that he had security in for a long time. And he decided he was going to go on and find something that he truly loved to do and find his way in it and try to find a way to make more money with more time. And he's got a kick-ass wife that is supporting him through it all.
That's what's up.
Financially, emotionally, just all of that. Spiritually, she's like with him.
That's what's up.
And that's super fucking dope. The same way you were just saying when you were looking at my parents, you were saying, Antoinette, man, I just hope that like we can continue to get older gracefully.
Right.
And just continue to get out and have fun and try new things.
Yeah.
That's all my parents ever do is get out and have fun and try it. And they just always into some new stuff. Like, hey, we picked up cornhole. We're in a cornhole tournament this weekend. We in cornhole tournaments every weekend now. Like, oh yeah, I actually started managing this new band. I'm like, nigga, what? You managing a band? Yeah. He's great. He's great. They call forms of expression. He plays amazing guitar. And I'm just like, yo, what is going on at the house? Like,
That's
y'all get into a lot of different shit.
That's dope.
He's like, oh yeah, I'm actually curating this new art exhibit for grandpa.
Nice.
Like, so he's putting together art exhibits.
Nice.
He's going to do, I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
What is going
like,
on?
We've spoken on here in the past about being the type of, older people. Like when when I say older, I mean like beyond where we at now.
Yeah.
People that are still learning and maybe even teaching, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
people that are not so stubborn that they're stuck in the past. They're stuck in the ways of what they were when they were 30. You know what I'm saying? Like when I have to go to the bank for my job, I see old folks come in all the time that refuse to use the ATM and have to go to the teller to take out some money. Right. And I just be thinking like, so y'all, you just really don't want to learn how to use this machine over here. you don't want to stick your card in here, choose your denominations, the amounts that you want, and leave. You want to wait in this line just because you're used to talking to somebody about how much money you want to take out and blah, blah, blah. Like, for real?
Right.
Like, you could have been gone 15 minutes ago.
Right.
You know? And it's...
So for me, I would like the human interaction. That's why I brought up the question with you about the virtual learning when we were talking about your schooling earlier. I would like to go there and sit amongst people, whether it's my peers or it's the professor. If I go to, the grocery store, when I thought that self-checkouts, and they may still at some point in time wipe out all the employees there, and it's like now it's just only self-checkout. When I thought that was the thing, I would just make it a point to just go through a line where somebody was because I wanted the human interaction. Same thing with the bank. If I go to the bank, I will go through the line. Now, there's a caveat to all of those. If I now have to wait an extra 30 minutes to do any of these things, I'm not doing it. So that's the difference here.
Right.
Like it ain't like I don't need to go talk to somebody that bad.
Right.
It ain't that deep.
I completely get that because there are certain things in which I do prefer the human experience. Yeah. But if I need to go in there to take out $200, I'm not waiting 10 minutes in the line when the ATM's
free. No.
Yeah, it just, and you know what? To go even deeper into that, sometimes it's like almost like sometimes you find yourself having to teach adults certain things.
Yeah, bro. It's like that.
Like they don't set you up in life to knowing that. So one day you're going to have to teach your parents a thing or two.
I mean, that's what they're supposed to be doing. Like because there's going to become a point, like you start as a baby, but there is a point where once you get old enough, you starting to reach some of those qualities and characteristics of a baby again. So, it is full circle, and you are to be raising people with a certain mindset that can look at you and hopefully love and care for you and will help you age gracefully.
Right. Yeah. So like, here's something funny. And I might sound like an asshole when I say this, but during quarantine when like people were like not working and shit, I had got like a speeding ticket and my mom graciously decided she was going to pay it for me.
Yeah. You told me that.
And so, that's cool. That's great. My mom, she's the type of person, she pays a lot of things via check. And so, she was like, yeah, I'll take care of it. I'm like, all right, cool. Thanks. I really appreciate that. And, so she's writing out her check, putting it in the mail and shit. So like, I give it like a week. I call the number cause I want to just make sure that the money got through. Right. And of course they're like, yeah, like the ticket's still there. Like we didn't get any money. And I was like, what, if it was written as a check, like how long do you think it's going to take? She was like, yeah, that could be like 10 to 15 days before it's processed. And I've paid tickets before and I usually just go online and pay them and they're taken care of immediately. The money comes out of my account. The ticket is no longer there. Right. Within 10 minutes. Right. So I'm just thinking and I'm just like, what if, like, what?
Like you can't be ungrateful because someone's paying a ticket for you, but you're also like, come on, we're doing this. Like, what are you doing?
Like you could have just went online and took care of this in a matter of minutes. Now we waiting 10 to 15 business days for a check to clear. Like this is ridiculous. Like why do you want to wait for that? I mean, she's not waiting, but I'm waiting.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like, why would anybody ever want to do that? Yeah. Like just go online and pay it and be done with it.
Yeah. Yes. You're right. No, certain things in life, a lot of things in life, great things in life can take time to build and to actualize, to actually get done and fulfill in a meaningful way. These things we're talking about are not them. No. These things you just need to go online and pay for them. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yes.
And you better hope too that you don't get like any sort of interest because you waiting 10 to 15 days for this thing to clear.
Right. Well, they probably go off the date on the check. I'm assuming.
Oh, that would be nice. Okay, yeah.
I'm hoping that's the way that it works, but I don't know because I don't write checks.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
I've never written. I don't have a checkbook. I've never written a check for anything.
Well, on my account of getting older, I do know that things are feeling differently, like in my body and in my mind and my soul. Like I know things don't, you feel the wear and tear of things that you did as a child, right? And as of recent, I've taken stretching because I've been practicing yoga for a while.
You were stretching when I came in here.
Exactly. I stretch much more than I used to now. I got a yoga mat in here and I stretch when I wake up in the morning, maybe a little bit during the day, and then definitely like before bed at night. My sleep has changed. First of all, not even just my sleep, but we're going to get into that because I'm just repetitively just asking people about their sleep. My sleep the quality of it has augmented dearly.
Really?
Yes.
From the stretching alone?
I think it's a few things. I've been making sure that I'm, curating my life as meticulously as one should for themselves. Or so I believe. And so I have like a heater going. I have a fan going. I have, now that I went to Kay's closet, I have this sharper image sound soother playing some white noise or some ocean sounds or some forest sounds or some calm, relaxing sounds while I'm drifting into sleep. I stretch before sleep and I meditate before sleep. All of these things combined, my sleep is, I'm out of here.
Nice.
I'm out of here. Memory foam topper, memory foam pillow. I'm out of here.
The blackout curtains?
I'm out of here.
Nice.
I used to toss and turn a lot in sleep. I would just rotate like a hot dog on a skewer at a campfire. I would just rotate and rotate and rotate. I would start on my back, then go to my right side. Then I'm on my like my belly, which a lot of people, that's a terrible way to sleep.
On your belly?
Because you have to have your neck like cranked to one side or the other. And that's where you wake up with like kinks and stuff in your neck. Like it should never just be stretched out like that all night long. Yeah. And then I would go to my left and I would just do that until I eventually got tired and fell asleep.
Right.
I just go to sleep now.
That's what's up.
It's a lot of this podcast has been us talking about, and a lot of the people that we've had on have talked about not knowing what life could have been until, again, serendipitously something came into their life that showed them otherwise, or maybe they kind of went out looking for something because they reached their pain threshold for whatever it was they were doing before. Man, I didn't know that I could get better sleep. I didn't know that I could cure these things. Now I just lie still. I may go to my left or my right a couple of times, but I'm never now on my belly. And this neck issue that I've had for quite some time, I was constantly always stretching my neck out.
You know what? Now that you say that, I have vivid memories of you doing that.
I'm just like, cause there's always been like a strain in the back of my neck going to my lower spine for like a while now. And with certain stretches that I've done, if you do like what's called like a shoulder stand, so you're propping yourself up on your shoulders and your legs are straight in the air. And then you allow your legs to fall behind your head and you sort of tuck it in. So you're like in a fetal sort of position.
Damn, you got some good balance.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. It sort of looks like you're sucking your own dick. Like it would be like that position if you were to try to suck your own dick. So you're in this position. That thing just stretches out your whole neck and your spine, just going all the way down your back.
Okay.
I did that. I started doing that a lot more, along with a bunch of other yin yoga stretches that I took from my classes. And I just feel immensely better, not just with sleep, but just in life. I've just been walking around. It's so funny that you've been going through what you've been going through in the past few weeks. Cause I've been going through some shit in the past few weeks where I've just been walking around a lot looser and with such alleviated pain and tension from my body that some of it I knew was there. Some of it I didn't know was there. and I'm getting to know my body a whole lot more.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about this. I immediately thought about this book that this guy wrote. His name is Dan Harris. And I haven't read it, but I'm definitely going to get it now. It's his account of what meditation has done for him.
Mm-hmm.
I believe he was, I want to say like an in the field news reporter or something like that. And he was put in one situation quite some time ago. And I think you can still find this online. You should be able to, it's on the internet. And you type in like Dan Harris meltdown or something like that. And you just see this reporter have a wild anxiety attack on camera.
Oh, wow.
And after that, you know, he probably started with some of the pharmaceuticals or whatever. I don't quite remember his whole story, but at some point he came across meditation and he wrote this book called 10% Happier. And in regards to just that alone, I'm not going to get into the book because I haven't read the book, but just 10% happier, this idea of what would you be like if you were 10% happier, if you could quantify that, what would it mean to you to be 10% happier in life? And that's a large chunk.
Yeah, because it's like 10% it sounds small, but 10% happier with your life, that's going to make a huge difference.
A huge difference in the way that you interact with people in the world around you.
Definitely.
And I thought about that once I started stretching, taking my stretching a whole lot more serious. I was like, I feel immensely better than I did just a couple of months ago. And I was good a couple months ago, but I feel great right now.
Definitely.
And that's I'm not necessarily, again, going to try to quantify it and say it's 10%. It could be 3%. It could be 5%. I don't know, but it's more. It's certainly more. And I thought about just how often we're coming into contact with people that are the exact opposite of the situation that you found yourself in with my father. Right. And just how much of that is due to tensions in their body. Like if they stretched twice a day for 3 or 4 weeks, how much more pleasant of a person would they be to be around?
Yeah.
Like that's something I'm thinking about now. If they just exercised a little bit and got their endorphin flowing a bit more and they stretched before bed and they got more hours of sleep and they ate a little bit healthier of a diet, how much more pleasant of a person would they be to be around? And I that's just been something that has been occupying my brain space for quite some time, because I think that a lot of people are just dealing with focused areas of tension within their bodies that they're just not dealing with, that emit anger and frustration. Simple.
Yep. I feel like it's almost like when you go out to eat, and this might be a wild comparison, when you go out to eat and you don't necessarily have a good time, and you one of those people that leaves reviews, you're going to leave a bad review. But if you had a great time, you wouldn't necessarily leave a good one. So it's like when you have those parts of your body that are holding a lot of tension, you're internally or subconsciously focused on that. That shit is running your life right now.
Yes.
All that blood and shit circulating through your body.
Or not circulating.
Circulating. Yeah. Like you're primarily focused on those areas, which is messing up your mental. It's putting you in a different place. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, is that a wild comparison?
No, that's not. No, that makes complete sense. And with this, my dreams have again skyrocketed and gone to a different place. I'm dreaming every night. I've had a couple of great ones. I don't know who studies dream interpretation. I'm not one of them, but I do like to think about them because I remember my dreams. So I do like to take the blessing that I do remember them and think about them a little bit and see if I can pull anything from them.
Is there anything that happens in your dreams that is like consistent, like a particular thing, something that you do in your dreams that you tend to do in a lot of dreams? Or are they all?
I think I told you one thing that is sort of a motif in my dreams is that I take high responsibility for things.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Oh, well, that's nothing like mine.
Yeah, I'm definitely trying to help people
Really?
in my dreams a lot. Yeah, like I'm trying to save the day.
I notice that in a lot of my dreams, I can fly. I always fly in my dreams. I'm always able to like fly, and it's crazy.
That's funny. Mikey's gonna love that.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. He's a big lover of dreams. He's gonna love this whole thing, but he's a big lover of dreams.
Yeah.
As I think you know, like he's definitely interacted with dreams for a long point in time. I believe he may still have, or he definitely used to fill out a dream journal because he wanted to be able to sort of read this stuff and have the ideas of his dreams seep into his subconscious so that when you go into your dreams, you have a much more intimate understanding that you're within the dreams, which make your dreams more lucid. And then you just go off and you do shit like fly around.
You know what though? It's like when I am having a dream and I realize within that dream that it's a dream, I always wake up and I hate that. When I realize that, I got about 10 more seconds.
Right. Like that's what it feels like. Like as soon as you realize you're like, oh, this is coming to an end. Oh no. Like it's fading away.
Yeah. And then you like wake up.
Oh man.
Yeah. That always happens to me. And I'm just like, why is that? Is my brain just telling me, oh, this isn't real? Oh, we got to get out of here. It's like, what's going on? Like, why can't I just stay there for a second?
Well, it's funny you say it because my dad, I was talking to him about dreams earlier this week, and he was telling me that there's some where he's having that are just getting a little too wild for him.
Really?
Whatever that means. Maybe a little too maleficent.
Okay.
Malevolent.
He's starting to see some dark figures.
He's just like, nope, waking up. And he does. He's just like, nope, we're getting out of this one. He doesn't like to see it. I personally believe that there's something to look at there and that you should, if you can remain there, then you should. But he's just like, nope, I'm out. I'm gone.
No, it's like if I were to see something that didn't make sense in my dream, I would somewhat pull myself out of it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like if I see something that is like a little, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like, it's like when you're having sleep paralysis, you're sleeping, but just,
Yeah, again, I've never gone through that, so
like, whoa.
I've had my sleeping problems, but it's never been paralysis.
Come on, man, you got to have a little paralysis.
Look at you, look
paralysis.
at what you're trying to sell.
Have a little
paralysis,
man.
One of the more vivid dreams that I've had in the past week, it was a very, very interesting storyline in that I was with a friend and we just were going through a series of very unfortunate events, like we weren't necessarily being harmed, but it was a bunch of just weird, unfortunate things that just kept happening to us throughout the day. And at the end of this film, this story, you saw this guy that clearly had it out for us for some reason. And earlier that day, by the way, when I was awake and at work, the guy, Nick, I gave a shout out to before on here, he was talking to me about an anime called Death Note.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
And in this show, there's like a notebook, a diary, and if you write into it, you can write, you can kill people with this diary. If you know their first and last name, I believe, then you can write how you want them to die, when you want them to die, whatever, and it happens. It takes place.
And this am I thinking of something else, or is there like a thing, like an ominous thing?
Yeah, that is that.
Okay.
That is that.
It's got like hair,
some frills and hair everywhere, and it's long, dark, lanky. Yeah, exactly. And so this story goes out of us just having all these series of unfortunate events taking place to us. And then a sort of flashback happens during my dream.
Hold on, you had a flashback within your dream?
Within my dream that shed light on why these things throughout the story were taking place. And so you see this guy that has it out for my friend and I, and you see him playing around with this kid. Him and his son are like wrestling on the ground, like having fun together. And the kid has a notebook with a bunch of markers next to it. And while he's wrestling with his kid and the kid's not paying attention, he knocks the kid's markers off to the side and like swipes them away. And then he puts down his own markers.
Okay.
These markers are like Death Note markers where if you draw with them, things come to life. Things actually happen in real life.
Okay.
And so he put these markers down and then allowed the kid to continue to play.
He knew that was going to happen, though.
For some reason or another, this kid knows my friend and I. So this child is now writing with these new magic markers that this evil man has put down.
Mm-hmm.
And now these terrible things are happening to my friend and I.
Mm.
And so this flashback sort of happened to let you know why all these weird things are happening. And then the story continued in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ended up having to fight this guy at the very end of the story. It was just a wild dream, but this is the cloth that my dreams are cut from these days.
Right.
Like this is the sort of stuff that's going on. There was another one.
Are you sure that we're not in Inception right now?
We could be. That is simulation theory. This could be a dream. This could be a simulation. There's all sorts of, and that's why the question of consciousness is just interesting. Consciousness is nothing but the feeling that something is happening.
Are you a Matrix guy? You like the Matrix?
I like the Matrix. I mean, is the new one out yet?
Yeah, it came out yesterday.
Okay, I clearly didn't go to the movie theater and watch it. But
well, I mean, y'all got HBO Max?
Yeah, I would think somebody we know got HBO Max. yeah, we got it.
You have a login.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we got it.
Well, it's on there if you want to watch it. But me and Antoinette, we watched the trilogy over again.
That's
and
a good
we're probably
idea.
gonna watch the new one probably tonight or something.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I might have to get into that. But another one that I had was my family and I being in like this huge mall. And I think a lot of this also had to do with the fact that I was listening to False Prophets by J. Cole. And I was also just, every now and again, I'm thinking about our fetish with celebrityism and all this sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And a bunch of people are just talking, maybe like in the food court or something like that. Like a food court is as loud as food courts are.
Right.
And then you just hear everything get silent. Everybody's like, oh my God, here he is. He's here. He's here. Everybody look. And then from the perspective I was at, it seemed like I was a child. Like I was small looking up at fucking Steve Harvey that walks into the food court and he looks fake as hell. When I mean fake as hell, I mean, he's got one of his shiny ass suits on and he's just smiling for no reason. Just smiling for no reason. And just super fake and phony. And everybody's just taking photos and coming up to him. And oh my God, Steve Harvey. And it just seemed like we were a bunch of just little people worshiping a God. That's what it looked like.
Mm-hmm.
And then he left. He just walked away. And then as soon as he got away, he just turned into like a realer version of himself. Just like, oh God, I fucking hate doing this shit. Like, let's get the fuck out of here.
Damn.
And like, he just like walked off. And then after that, my grandmother seemed like she was cold. So I came over to her and I wrapped her up in something and I like hugged her and she sort of was like just molding to my body. Like she was just like, just melting away in my arms.
Thank you, Erlani.
And that I just felt like when I woke up from that, I was like, I got to see my grandma more.
Yeah.
That's what I woke up with. I need to go see her. I need to speak to her. I need to see her more.
Yeah.
She is going to be 92 in March. I need to go see this woman. I need to look in her eyes. I need to hear her speak.
Mm-hmm.
She needs to see me listening to her. I need to hug her. I need to kiss her.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I came away with that dream with. So this is me getting older. One last thing I will say about me getting older. These sensibilities have been, I haven't been nearly as emotional in my entire life as I am right now.
I feel that way.
Crazy, right?
I feel that way. Because everything you're seeing, like a lot of things have changed, but a lot of things haven't. But those things that haven't, you start to notice them from a way different perspective. Everything's different.
Yeah. That's the story that I have. My manager at work, I love her. She's awesome. She feels the same way. We have she is the person I told you said extremely nice things to me a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think the world of you, like you could have any position here. Like you got a bright future ahead. Like she's just said a bunch of nice things to me that had me choked up.
Mm-hmm.
She's just recently, got pregnant.
Oh, okay. I was about to say she died.
Oh God, no. She just recently got pregnant. But I looked at her and I hugged her and we just had this moment. I felt like she's going to be an awesome mom that's going to raise a child that we're going to like to be around. right?
Who's we?
That we as people on this planet will not mind our children being around.
Okay.
She's going to raise one of those kids.
Gotcha.
And so I'm appreciative of that.
Okay.
And it was something weirdly biological that I feel like happened to me. I felt it in my DNA. And I was trying to process it for about 30 minutes after she told me this information. And then it zeroed in on it about 30 minutes in. I, without a doubt, wanted to protect her. I've known people to be pregnant. I mean, maybe not so many people close to me, and maybe that's what it is. But I knew, I felt it, and it processed it, and I thought, I want to protect, I want to make sure that she is okay, that she is safe.
I get that.
And that was the first time I'd ever felt that particular sense of protection or a love for someone else. So I was like, I'm getting old. That's what I thought when that happened. I was like, I'm getting old. Like that is a new level of sensibility for me. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's all I wanted to say about that. Shout out to Naomi. She's dope.
Yeah, that's an interesting feeling. You know what I'm saying? Because you first of all, shout out to the ladies, man.
Hold on a second. You go and do this. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick.
All right.
Go ahead and give your shout out to the ladies.
Shout out to the ladies, man, because I feel like it really goes underappreciated what you guys go through with your bodies when you're having, or when you're about to have a kid. And I feel like a lot of men don't necessarily see it that way. Cause I mean, women die from having babies, all the time. Like anything could happen. Anything could go wrong. There's a potential for miscarriages, or even the ones that, decide that they want to abort the baby. Like it's not always the easiest thing to do mentally. It's not easy to carry a baby mentally. There's postpartum depression. I mean, there's so many factors when it comes to being pregnant. So shout out to you guys, and, anyone that's out there that's carrying a kid right now and that's listening to this, or anybody out there that wants to get pregnant, soon, just make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure that the person that you're doing that with is someone that's going to be able to love and support you through that. If there's no one there, hopefully you got someone next to you like Earl that feels like they want to protect you and run through a brick wall for that baby in you. So
that baby in you.
So, they're two different entities, even though they're together.
Yes.
But, shout out to those, the women. Shout out to the women.
Yeah. Speaking of the two entities that are one, I was also talking to Slogan on here about relationships and people having constant and fluid, honest conversation with one another. And, I've spoken about this a little bit before, but I'm going to do it again for anybody that didn't catch it the first time. When I just sat there and spoke about the way that I go to sleep, like the way I wake up, the way I live my life, the way I go to sleep, it is catered to what I have found to be optimum for me. And so I implore people to find that for themselves, but to also find that within their relationships. I find that it's extremely helpful to not try to set yourself within, I mean, it's easy, but I think it's ineffective to try to set yourself within the mold of the next relationship.
Right. That shit is unhealthy.
That shit is super unhealthy. It just doesn't fit. It's like you just trying to fit into someone else's clothes and shoes and stuff. Like it doesn't feel right.
Right.
And I think that's exactly what happens. I think that's why people run into a lot of issues, is because we're not trying to make our own way. our thing that makes sense for us specifically.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of communication to learn how to do that. But that shit is paramount.
Even outside of relationships, there's a ton of people out here that are just trying to be like the next person. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like you seeing niggas on Instagram with the cars and the money, and you're striving to be that. You know what I'm saying? And what sucks even more, what is killing you even more, is the fact that you want it instantly. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like you want that instantly. It's not how life works.
Now, before, when you were saying that we just need to go online and pay for these bills and not write a check in,
Mm-hmm.
and I said that there are certain things in life that take some time and are more meaningful.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
That it just takes time. You need to build these things. I was just talking to a friend, and I think she said she had some guy, trying to just like buy her out, pretty much, just trying to buy her a bunch of stuff. And she's like, I don't care about these things. Like, you keep trying to buy me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't fuck with that.
Yeah.
I'm not whoever it is you think I am. I'm not one of them.
There are women out there. There are plenty of women out here that can't be bought. They don't necessarily want the limelight. They just want someone that's going to love and respect them and treat them accordingly.
Isn't it hilarious? Because like sometimes we come on here, I feel this way a lot. Let me tell you something that I go through. Sometimes I feel like, because I know things to my core,
mm-hmm.
that I'm on this podcast saying nothing. Sometimes I'm like, what am I talking about? Like, this is everyone knows everything that I'm saying. That's how I feel sometimes. This is common. Like, there's no way that
further from the truth.
There's no way that anything that I'm saying on any of these episodes are really new or enlightening for anyone.
You think it's common sense?
Almost every time I come in here and hit this record button, that happens to some degree afterwards. I guess it's some degree of imposter syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this ain't really, like, what am I really doing here? But it's funny that we have to say things like that.
Yes.
That what you just said.
Respect
some people,
women.
Some people just want a partner that is going to be cooperative. They're going to operate together
mm-hmm.
when it comes to getting shit done,
mm-hmm.
and be a unit that is careful, that is considerate, loving. So this person in particular was telling me about just a friend of theirs, not an intimate romantic relationship, none of that, but just a friend of theirs that stopped being friends with them, blocked them on all social media because my friend was not texting them within 2 to 3 days of each other.
Okay.
So this friend then asked me, how do you feel about this? Like, I'm open to if I'm wrong. I don't need to talk to people every 2 to 3 days, like text them and call them. But this person kept telling me that I was a bad friend for not doing that.
Well, that's a little too far.
And so they didn't even want to have the conversation after I didn't text them like the third or fourth time. They just blocked me on all social media, so I can't even get in contact. Like, there's no conversation to even have anymore. She was like, so how do you feel about that? Like, is that right? Is that more common? Do you feel like you should communicate with people you love within that time frame? Or if not, what is the time frame? I was like, yo, listen to this. I just got done reading this book that I kept bringing up, Reconcilable Differences,
mm-hmm.
right? And it's really just about communication is key, is wild cliche, but it couldn't be closer to the truth. It is the truth. That is it. Now, how you go about communicating things, that's something that you got to read up on. You got to really, really mind your P's and Q's.
Mm-hmm.
And it's worth it to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth it to find out how to be a better communicator. I was saying, listen, all these friendships or all these relationships in any way, shape, form, fashion are agreements between people.
Yes.
You guys have to come to an agreement on things. But the only way you can do that is by having conversation. And a lot of the conversations that you don't want to have, there's no other way around it. If you just think that you're not, like, everything's all cool and you guys don't have to have that sort of conversation just because you guys just get each other, you just understand each other. There's a bunch of stuff that you guys are just not in alignment with, and you both just don't know it.
Correct.
You just think that you are. Now, you got to have that conversation. I said to her, you and I, where it could be you and I, Keion, or her and I, or really a lot of people that know me, a lot of people that may even listen to these words say, oh yeah, I got that relationship with Earl, which is, I don't know when we're going to talk.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when we're going to talk, but here's the difference. Clearly, the relationships that I build with people are meaningful.
Right.
They are solid.
Right.
If you're going to have a relationship with me, you got no other choice. That's what it's going to be if you're going to be in my life. That's all you're going to have with me. It's not going to be flippant. That's not the way we getting down over here. It's going to mean something over here.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, there is no wavering on whether we are where we think we are or not. We know what it is. When we see each other, we know what that vibe is. We know what that connection is.
Mm-hmm.
And not seeing you for 2 days, 5 days, a week, a month, that doesn't change it.
Mm-hmm.
So when we communicate again, it's right back to what it was.
Right.
That energy is right there where we left it.
Right.
And so that is called security.
Right.
We are secure in what has been built here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yo, what that chick was doing with you, my friend, we'll call her Erin. What your friend was doing, like why she blocked you, is because whatever it is you guys had going on, she wasn't secure in that if you guys don't speak for 2 to 3 days at a time,
all is lost.
Exactly. She didn't think that it was whatever y'all had was that solid.
Oh, she clearly doesn't fuck with me.
Well, you feel me? That's crazy to think, but that's where her mind was at. Off of whatever they built, that was the understanding that she had.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't real if you ain't texting me every 2 to 3 days,
mm-hmm.
which is, I feel like that's erring on the side of toxic. Like that's a bit much. It shouldn't really have to be that, but that's not my way of conducting myself with loved ones.
Right.
And I likened it to, I was like, you've seen people, couples out places, and I'm not shitting on hand holding and arm holding as if it's only this, but there's an element of this person is mine.
Right.
I'm with this person. They are with me. We are together. No, you cannot have sex with him. Period. Right? Like we're not brother and sister. We're not friends. We're not we're not co-workers. This is my person.
We are a unit.
Exactly. So now it gets a bit deeper than that because you've seen people hold on to people and it's just like, better not nobody look at you.
Right.
Like matter of fact, you can't go if I'm not going.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody finna what was you talking to him for? What was you talking to you about?
Right.
For what? What do you got to say?
Right.
Oh, you think that was it? You think that that's all he was trying to say? You don't really think there was something underneath?
Just creating storylines.
And even if that was a storyline, even if that it's coming down to, yo, do you trust me or not?
Right.
Do you trust me to make the right decisions or not?
Right.
Do you feel like you own me or not? Like, what are we really talking about here? These are conversations that really have to be had. Why do you feel like I need to come to you and tell you exactly what this person did say to me or what I said to them?
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, maybe that makes you feel secure that I come and tell you every conversation that I've had with the opposite sex and exactly what the nature of it was. But we need to have a conversation as to why you feel the need for that to be the case.
Right.
So it's a lot of these sorts of, it's just security goes a long way and it's built into everything. and everybody has their own version of how they get to feel secure in any given relationship. But boy, do you have to have that conversation constantly. You have two extremely complex organisms growing in the same physical space. And one could be growing at an accelerated rate from the other one versus the other one. And if you guys are not having constant conversation about who you are that day and who you see yourself being tomorrow, you find yourself looking at this other person at some point in time like, you ain't the person that I fell in love with.
Right.
You not the person I used to know. You fucking right, I'm not. Where have you been? And maybe it's a lot of my fault. Maybe I didn't feel secure in letting you in on who I was becoming because you look down on change or you look down on some of the change that I've been adopting.
Because I'm like, why haven't you necessarily noticed these changes in me? Like, we're here occupying this same physical space. Like, you have to take notice on that.
I told you that story about like these two people that I know of, and they had been married for many, many years. And then the wife just up and said that the Capitol riots was a stage. None of that actually happened. No one was in DC that day. Like that's all just a hoax. It was just put on the And the husband's looking at her like, what the fuck are you talking about? and you get to that point because, and then she just starts saying a bunch of things that he's just trying to figure out what world she's living in and who this person is that's living in his house and is in his bed. And it just comes from you guys are not having the constant conversations about who you are right now.
Right.
And what is being formed right now. You still expecting them to be the person that you had a conversation with. You can't expect the person that you with to be the person that they were a week ago or a month ago. You need to be up on it. If you're really talking about being a unit for the long haul, the way that I mean, the only way I can conceptualize is that's the only way that that's going to be able to work for the long haul, the long run. So that's just something I wanted to come here and say. I feel like we have to get away from trying to stave off problems by sweeping them under the rug and pretending that they do not exist, that it will not work.
Right.
It will not work. It may save you something in this moment.
Yep. It's
going to explode later and it gets nasty.
Right.
So just, and then we talking about custody battles and shit. And you better hope that's the light part of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or the hardest part of it, because it gets deeper than that. Yeah. I had some stuff to get off. I've been having conversations with a lot, man. It is just, there's an influx of conversation with various people about various topics every single week. Some just day-to-day pivoting, just a lot of different stuff is just got my mind turning and seeing things in a just I was just talking about an accelerated and exacerbated rate of growth and understanding. It's shit crazy on this side. Crazy on this side, but I love it. I love it.
I love it for you. Love it for you.
You got some last words for the people before we get on out of here? What you got?
I know you're not a big Marvel guy, but do you plan on going to see this new Spider-Man? I hear it's like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that it's like the third highest grossing film. I heard that it followed through and actually satisfied the taste of everyone that was, and the expectations that everyone was having for it. Because I know that the expectations were set very high.
Yeah, they were.
Trying to bring all the Spider-Mans from all time into one movie. Yeah. And they delivered.
That's what I heard.
What I hear.
That's what I'm hearing.
So, my little sister told me, she was like, that's what they've been saying on Twitter, Earl, and Twitter doesn't lie.
Shit.
And I was like, all right. That sounds good. Thumbs up. So sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah. I'm not. there's so many things that like I could watch, and I'm not shitting on anything because I'm not watching it, like this Will Smith down to earth thing that Mikey was telling us we got to watch, or Will Smith's what is it that he's doing on YouTube? What is the thing?
Like his something about him not being fit, or
I'm reshaping my life, or I'm
something
getting
like that.
better. Whatever it is he's doing, that's gonna be hilarious in comparison to what it's actually called. Reshaping my life. Whatever it is he's doing on YouTube, that series. In this thing, I definitely want to get around to this stuff, and I'm not trying to run away from it. It's
a lot of content out there.
There's a lot of content. We creating our own content. Right. I'm working with that content.
Right.
I'm reading, stretching, going to the gym, trying to hang out with the family, got work. Like there's just things going on, but I will try to make time for that because that's probably going to be one of those like huge things I just kind of got. It's for the culture.
Right.
Like I got to see it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's going to be on like some Avengers Endgame type shit.
Right.
Like
right.
You got to go see that.
Yeah, I should. I will disappoint you in saying that you're going to be like, nah, you can't go see it. I got to go back and watch a couple Spider-Man. I'm not going to lie. I saw Tobey Maguire and all of his.
Oh, so you haven't seen any of the Tom Holland ones?
Tom Holland is, okay, so that's the newest one.
Yeah.
No. I need to watch those, and I honestly need to watch the Alex Garfield. Is that his name?
Yeah, I think so. I actually haven't seen any of those.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. So you're on the same boat with me at that. So yeah. So I need to catch up on some Spider-Mans probably before. I did see Miles Morales. Does he make an appearance? Does like some 3D version of him come?
I don't know, but I do know that there will be they're expanding the whole Spider-Man thing because it's been doing so great. Mm-hmm. They're planning like 3 more Spider-Mans with Tom Holland.
Jeez Louise.
And I'm sure they're going to be packed with anything Spider-Man related that they can make happen. Honestly, if they were to not include a live action Miles Morales with a Tom Holland Spider-Man, they wouldn't be doing Spider-Man enough justice.
Oh.
But ow.
I'm still waiting on Black James Bond.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on where is Black James Bond at? I'm waiting. Yo, if y'all don't just Idris, I don't know if he don't like the bag, if the bag ain't big enough. I don't know if it's even them that they're going after. I don't know who it would be if it wasn't Idris. But
did you see the last one with Daniel Craig?
That one was Quantum of Solace.
No, No Time to Die or something like that. Quantum of Solace was one that came out a couple years ago.
No Time. Probably. I don't remember. When did it come out?
Maybe a month or 2 ago.
No.
Okay.
No, I did not see that. No.
Well, that was his last one for that series.
Okay.
But I have to imagine they're going to keep making Bond films because he's a timeless character.
Yeah.
But
for sure.
Will they make him black? We'll see.
Oh no, they going to. People at their throats, people at their necks. They it's like, yo, you gotta let us in.
So what? Ain't no prominent black spies.
Yeah.
In the MI6.
Yeah,
that's what you saying?
Right.
It's just the only white guys make the cut, huh?
And Idris is an Englishman.
He is.
So it's just easy. It just works. It's gonna happen.
He would be. I think he would do a good job.
Yeah. The Bonds and. To their credit, if they are trying to be meticulous with who they pick, I get it because James Bond is a certain type of character. The same way I think Sherlock Holmes is a certain type of character. You want to make sure you get the right people for it. You don't want to mess up the legacy of Daniel Craig, of Pierce Brosnan, of Sean Connery.
Or 007 to begin. There's a huge legacy there.
Yeah.
And like I said, 007 James Bond is a timeless character.
Remember the days of just running around playing GoldenEye?
Yes.
Just running around, just sniping people. That was the
doom, 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 doom. Yeah, man. Hell yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh, wait, is that not the next part?
No, it might have been. I'm not going to act like I know. I was about to go into another part of it.
Yeah, you might have skipped up to the bridge.
I might have skipped.
All right. So that's all we got.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I'll just say this for my last words. Just get out there, keep striving, keep doing your best. I'm about to just encapsulate everything we've spoken about. Try some new things. There's a lot of earth, a lot of world out there. Try some new things, do the best that you can. And, just, you know what? I am going to say this. There's a lot of shit going on out here with COVID. I haven't talked about COVID in a while, like thoroughly. So, I just had someone, not super close to me, but someone that I that I valued in my life and respected that just passed away from COVID. So make sure you guys are just taking all the precautions you can to protect yourselves and, do what you got to do to be out here and to stay safe. That's all I'm going to say.
Get everything immune boosting.
Do what you can, whether you're vaccinated, unvaccinated, just make sure you taking your vitamins and doing whatever you can to just be safe.
Last thing I'll say in conjunction with everything that we've said, this has been awesome. We make jokes about it, but we don't really delve into getting older and what that means for us, where we saw ourselves as younger people and what we thought 30 was. I know when you like 18, 19, 20 and you thinking of 30, you're like, man, I'm old ass. It's like, well, we out here getting it popping. What the fuck is you talking about? And it just seems like it's so far away.
Yeah.
And that once you get there, your life is on the downhill.
Mm-hmm.
Like you've had most of the fun in your life and you just like, now you just waiting to die. Right?
It's not like that all.
It's not like, that's a wild.
I still feel very young, especially when I look at people like my parents, like my mom just turned 60.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is that like? Like,
and so that's what I've been meaning to say with all these accounts today is getting older is you're just seeing life become more and more enriched,
mm-hmm.
right? Like you're just seeing things in deeper and more fulfilling, enriching
mm-hmm.
ways. And I definitely don't want anyone to think that just as you get older, things are just fading away. Like your love and your passion and your understanding for things are just fading away and
mm-hmm.
you're just rotting at that point,
mm-hmm.
just waiting for the ultimatum,
mm-hmm.
right? I don't know when my peak is going to be. I haven't reached it yet. I know that for damn certain.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that if you plan on getting older, you should try your very best to do everything so that it can be a graceful aging.
Yeah.
Because wise words, my always says, if I knew I was going to be this age, I would have treated myself better. Not her saying this, but this is just some words that she likes to, bequeath to people.
Yep.
Just to have in your back pocket. If I knew I was going to be age blank, you fill in the blank, I would have treated myself better.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't want it to be the rotting of you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want at age 40, you just starting to feel like everything is falling apart. You didn't get your monthly maintenance done on this vehicle.
Right.
Right. You got to make sure you checking that oil and you rotating them tires and all of that sort of stuff. You have to do those things or else it will be hell on earth.
Right.
Cause I can't go out like that. I can't experience that.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to keep myself as flexible and as open and as learnable as possible.
Live as if you plan to be 100. Live that way.
For sure.
Take care of yourself mentally, physically, emotionally. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Episode 96.
Almost at 100.